This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Oh no, this is not just another list of the best cartoon games, but instead will contain a few that may not have been all that great, but there's potential to refine things or restore unused content like what Spongebob Rehydrated did. We need remasters to both make the game run better and also fix Jimmy Neutron and Globs of Doom. Look at this, how do you mess up a character already in 3D? Why is he greased up in birth fluid? Disgusting. Anyway, I'm Pan Pizza, Rehydrated, and this is the RebelTaxi Top 10 Cartoon Video Games That Deserve a Remaster. It's Juice and Jam time. Okay, I miscounted when writing the script, so this is a top 11. Yeah, I didn't have an 11th graphic, sorry.
Here's a real high-class bout. Now go!
If Cuphead could give us an interactive rubber hose cartoon, imagine an interactive Disney movie. No, Disney had a great track record during the 8 and 16-bit era. Classics like DuckTales already got a remaster, but there's so many that haven't. That's why I gotta root for Aladdin on Genesis. Yeah, I said it, Aladdin. This was the first game, or at least one of the first just to be safe, to feature traditional hand-drawn assets scanned into the computer. Using actual Disney artists in 1400 frames, Aladdin was one of the slickest looking games in its day. This hand-drawn technique and its crew later went on to create Earthworm Jim. With today's high resolutions, we can make these hand-drawn games look even more like interactive cartoons.
Hey, Krang! Bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag!
That's the Shredder, you moron! Hey, if Tony Hawk games can get multiple remasters, why not the Turtles? The arcade beat-em-up of choice, TMNT 4, Turtles in Time already had a remake for the PS3 and 360 that is no longer available. This was the Reshelled edition, a very divisive port. It brought back the arcade game while not including any of the extra levels or bosses from the Super Nintendo version, the best version. At least they included murky colors and new music that lacks the energy. Like, compare the two.
My toes! My toes! My toes! My
Why'd they change it? My Google searches failed me, so out of desperation I asked my fans. Some people think it's because this remake has a new publisher and developer than the original Konami games, but even Konami's own Mutant Nightmare allows you to unlock Turtles in Time, except the music has been altered too. The most plausible answer is that they just don't want to pay the composer who retained the rights to his own music. Yet another reason why a TMNT remaster needs a second chance.
Cowabunga!
There's been many games based on Batman the Animated Series of varying quality. More specifically, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, released on 4 consoles where each version was completely different from the other. Different developers and sometimes publishers too. But for this list, I'm talking about the Sega CD port. While the other consoles were given 2D platformers, this one had you in your vehicle at all times racing and shooting bad guys. Really odd, but I don't want the gameplay remastered, I want the cutscenes. Exclusively made for this game are 17 minutes of footage. That's almost broadcast length. Often referred to as the Lost Episode, the animation is on par with the series and featured many of the villains with their respective voices.
Yowza, yowza, ladies and germs. Let's have a big Lando Labs welcome for your pal and his Batman.
Great animation, except they made this funny error. Like, look at Poison Ivy's leggings. They're green, right? But now look at this. Oh no, where'd they go? Exposed legs, oh no! It's very pixely and fans have ran it through filters to clean it up, but it's not the best it could be. Somewhere in the Warner Brothers vault, they got the original animation reels gathering dust locked away amongst other animation projects. Thanks, WB.
Take me to the Joker, now! sure be, man. Faster than you can say zap, cackle, pop.
Before we continue, semi-related, sometimes I buy games in bulk on eBay, which might include stuff I already own. So here I got 2 copies of Batman Rise of Shinzu. It's an alright beat 'em up, but inside both of these cases are this. Cheat codes. One kid hand drew it themselves like a real gamer, and then look at this one, printed from cheatcodecentral.com. Just a time capsule of that web page archived on paper. This was Valentine's Day Eve in 2004 at 11 p.m. Damn, that's the life I want to live.
Wait! You look familiar! You're
Zora!
Huh? My name's Sora. Oh.
Stay back.
When you look at games like Kingdom Hearts 3, the graphical difference between a CG game and a CG movie is really starting to blur. So, why not test that with remaking Toy Story 1? I mean Toy Story 2! Buzz, 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 Lightyear to the rescue! Simply put, we need more 3D platformers, and this was among my favorite blockbuster rentals. I love any game from a small character's perspective, and there's so much level variety. Bedrooms, toy stores, and an airport with radioactive chemicals just spilled all around with no one to clean it up. Yeah, this green stuff is not grass, it's straight up toxic chemicals just out in the open of a public airport. Yeah, pre-9/11 airports were far more lenient back when every passenger was allowed at least 3 firearms and mouthwash bottles per child. Speaking of, why is there so many twin towers in the background? What year did this come out again? Oh no, I gotta warn them. If there's 200 individual towers in the background, that means it'll be 9/11 times 100, which means...
Yes, 91,100.
Wait a minute, that's not right, hang on. Oh god, that's not as bad as what the puppet guy said, but still pretty bad.
Clean your fucking screen.
Puss in Boots versus Shrek and Gingerbread Man. Get ready.
Look, no doubt a game based on Shrek is gonna sell. There were tons, I played a few, but if you had to remaster one, it's gotta be Super Slam. A 4-player party fighter that got a competitive scene made as a joke, until it was no longer a joke. There's expert techniques and a tier list claiming Shrek is the worst character in his own game. It's time to bring this back, add some balance tweaks, more fighters, maybe several flat stages with no obstacles for peak tournament play. There's potential here. We don't have too many Power Stone style fighting games, so this would really fill a void. But until then, you can check out these similar games like Mighty Fight Federation. Or King of Hell, which is more of an arena beat 'em up. Based off my favorite Looney Tunes segments, Sheep Rayder follows Chuck Jones's recolored OC, Ralph Wolf, playable in a very unique mixture of puzzle, platforming, and stealth where you have to use cartoon logic to capture sheep without getting caught. Otherwise, you risk pissing off Sam Sheepdog, the retail employee with vigilante fantasies. Like sometimes you'll have to disguise yourself as a sheep to make your way through. Other stages go more elaborate where you had to move boulders and plant seeds in the past so you can time warp to the future and climb up the tree those seeds grew. Damn, Kojima must have been sweating when he was playing this game. Unlike other Looney Tunes games that were just real sports or shooters with the Looney Tunes tacked on, Sheep Rayder is a game that could only be a Looney Tunes game and deserves a new life.
Listen, bub, all you gotta do is relax and play the game. I gotta use this gig to catapult me to superstardom.
In a different world, in a different dimension, there's about to be a serious showdown. Prepare yourself for Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion.
The Super Smash Bros. Of Cartoon Network, Punch Time Explosion, a fighter held back by a floaty attack system and missing big characters like the Eds or Courage, while Tom from Toonami was also considered. It could be better, but from what's here, these worlds translate well to 3D, and they got some fan favorites. Hostel Gatto, the Scotsman, and the delightful children's father. Please, just take this game and tweak the fight system, it could be great, though I am ashamed to hear about the development. Talking to a former programmer, Punch Time suffered from a about 14-hour crunch days. They were working off a physics engine that had collision bugs during its 10 years of use. Trying to fix it actually caused more bugs. Originally, the physics felt more like Smash until the studio head kept making them change it to the point where you needed a far higher percentage to knock anyone out. It's quite floaty. They also messed up in adding co-op so late into the development of the story mode, to which the studio head didn't realize why this was a bad idea. According to my sources, they tell me...
When it was explained to them at an all-hands-on meeting that adding the co-op stuff wouldn't just increase dev time, but also the quality assurance time. I think I recall them, like, yelling at us to find the time to QA it ourselves and kicking a chair. It was super uncomfortable.
This is not a confession, but I would kill a man for another crossover like this. If anyone worked on this game, hit me up because I love to know more about what happened behind the scenes and what was cut.
Lunchtime Explosion XL. Available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii.
We will continue this top 10 after these messages. Oh no, not again. Good thing I got Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of tonight's video. What's a VPN? It's great. It changes your internet region and protects your privacy. You got Netflix? Yeah, you better have Netflix. Just switch regions and bam, you see what other countries have on their Netflix. It's that easy. How about something to keep you safe, especially on public Wi-Fi? Nothing can stop you. Use the code RebelTaxi to get 85% off plus 3 extra months. Don't like that? You have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Oh, what, you got an incognito window on your browser? Wow, that's completely useless. Surfshark VPN. It's got clean web. This thing will block malicious ads and will notify you if your passwords are at risk. Don't trust an internet provider. Trust Surfshark VPN. Again, use the code RebelTaxi to get 85% off plus 3 extra months with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's a VPN. I don't know what that stands for.
Next, cut a rug with the Duck Dance on Disney's House of Mouse.
Then see who's getting painted into a corner with the Weekenders.
I do not know if the mirror was being mischievous or malicious.
This felt like a monumental game when it was coming out. Epic Mickey was the grand return of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the original Disney mascot before Mickey pimp smacked that hoe out of Toontown. It was an action platformer exploring a corrupted animated world. I remember seeing how grand the leaked concept art looked and then seeing the in-game graphics. While the Wii console could only do so much, it still stylistically holds up. Makes me wonder how much better it could look now. Plus, without the Wii remote, they could really fix the bad camera system. In its day, the Epic franchise had plans for more sequels and spin-offs, but it all came tumbling down after the second game bombed harder than John Carter. There are rumors of an Epic Mickey remake actually happening, so maybe that'll revive the sequels we never got. If all goes well, Mickey will be pimp smacking even more forgotten cartoon mascots. Okay, you know what? Let me blow your minds here. Anime? That's just cartoons that happens to be produced in Japan. Wild, yeah, I know. Now that we got that settled, Astro Boy Omega Factor, based on the 2003 cartoon. A 2D beat 'em up where each punch feels satisfying. Don't like Astro Boy? Who cares? This game's great. The company Treasure made like the best stuff on the GBA that didn't feature Wario. It's fantastic, but a remaster could totally fix the frame drops and clean up the pixelated characters that are just regular enemies double-sized. It's a cheap effect, but it works. Redraw this game with some manga-looking art and I'd be down for that.
Quit playing those stupid video games, boy. I want to watch TV.
Normally in a video like this, I'd want hashtag Simpsons Hit Run Remastered. Yeah, tell EA and Disney that. It's a game I probably logged the most hours into from my childhood next to Spider-Man 2. But actually, I feel the Crazy Taxi knockoff Road Rage deserves the remaster first. Why? Well, since it was released prior and they can share the assets, and also for what could have been. The game originally wanted to make one giant city stage, but the PS2 just couldn't handle it, so they split the world up into sections for all console ports. Maybe a remaster could give us a full open world mode. They also planned for a flat cel-shaded cartoon look during development, but Matt Groening himself wanted the game to seem more 3D-ish, so they replaced all the textures. Put those back in, and while they're at it, fix the color of this house. It has been bugging me for years. Why is it like this? Remaster that and Hit and Run. I've been waiting on that forever, especially after that horrible 2019 E3 panel for the Simpsons writers. I expected them to announce a new game or a re-release, but no, they just promoted the mobile app while I got challenged to a fight on stage.
I'm getting yelled at by Twitter. Pan Pizza wrote in all caps, talk about games.
Okay,
Simpsons games. Is Pan Pizza here? Are you here, Pan Pizza? All right, good. Didn't want to have to throw down after this.
You're lucky I wasn't there. Someday they're gonna remaster either of these games and then we'll see who's laughing. Aaron Blair of Burbank, California.
Vengeance will be mine.
Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. If I miss any, be sure to post them in the comments below and subscribe if you would like to. Hey, did you get Surfshark VPN yet? Wow, number 1. What could it possibly be other than the Simpsons Hit and Run?
Just call me Air Homer.
Yeah, boy!
But you said never.
I know what I said!
I don't give a shit what I said minutes before. We're living in the future now. The past don't matter. Think of all the extra cars a Hit and Run remaster could bring in, like these. Wouldn't you want to drive that? I would. Look at that. Look at these cars. While you're at it, put those cars in Rocket League. Yeah, I play League. You want to see my car? Here. Yeah, that's right. Check the antenna. Reddit. I call my ride the Child Redditor. Don't worry, it always slows down at school zones. I think I just sabotaged my goal of having the RebelTaxi ever be playable in Rocket League, but whatever. Hashtag Simpsons Hit and Run Remastered. Make it happen. And put my car in Rocket League.
I keep making God madder and madder.
Who's gonna clean this up?
In a city where chaos rules, only one man can save humanity from total destruction. It's up to Homer Simpson and family to save the world from a diabolical plot as they run and drive to unravel the conspiracy.
Blackfinch!
Critics call it the best Simpsons game ever.
That's a lawsuit.
The Simpsons Hit and Run, rated T for teen.
I am evil Homer.
When a humble immigrant needed a job, who gave him one? Whoopi.
Is the TV fixed?
It's more dead than Saddam's first defense minister.
Whoopi premieres Tuesday, 8/7 Central in 2 weeks.